Assalamu alaikum. Welcome, brothers and sisters, to another exciting episode of The Money Game so Black people can win and dominate. This is episode number 12. We tried to come to you last week while we were out of town. I'll tell you more about that later and run into some technical difficulties. So we're coming back. We're doing episode number 12 this week. We're happy that you decided to be with us. This is the season to be. We're going to fill in the blank later. So we're going to give you an exciting episode after coming back from being away for 3 weeks. We were down in Clearwater, Florida at Flag Service Organization doing some intensive auditing there with the Scientology communication there on a special pilot program with Sister Naira, Brother David, for repair of the Black family. Want more information, hit me up. So we're coming back from that spiritual retreat, fired up and ready to end this year strong and start the next year better and better and better. As we always say, brothers and sisters, we're happy to come to you live and bring you some information that we as Black people don't typically hear. And from this perspective, this platform, this show, The Money Game so Black people can win and dominate, comes from my book of the same title that I released last November. You can find it on Amazon. I have a special link, but that link is down right now. But if you just can't wait, then go to Amazon and get it. But if you can, wait a couple of days. Our website will be back up. That way, you and I can be in direct communication. But Allah God has blessed me, brothers and sisters, over the past 40 years to be on this journey, right? On how to understand this thing called money. I call it the money game. It's commonly called the money game. Anthony Robbins had a book called something of that title, but very seldom is that spoken from our perspective, our experience, our mental state, and the mental obstacles that we have to overcome. So it's not just general money information given or shared with the Black person, but it has to be something that's unique for us because we're coming from a deficit that no people on the planet Earth has to come from in order to make the most out of any information that we have. So on this show, we're going to talk about this is the season for what? What is this? This is the season for those that are winning and dominating at the money game. We're going to talk about the enemy, your enemy, the enemy towards you winning and dominating at the money game. And of course, we have to talk about New Year's resolutions. We have our courage coach coming on so we can talk about that. We can break the myths. We can deal with why statistics say that 60, 70, 80% of most people 3 months after the year, they've broken their resolutions. We have to break that down and talk about it. So the Courage Coach is going to come on and talk to us about it. And then, brothers and sisters, for those that stay tuned to the end, right? This is something new to our show. I'm going to put the link in the chat. So make sure you put some chats in there. Tell me where you're from. What's your name? I want to give you some shout outs. And then I want to give the link for you to come on and ask some questions about the topic we're talking about. All right. We will dismiss you off the chat, off the show. If you're coming on talking about anything other than the topic or talking, crazy. All right. We won't have that. But so we're going to do that. That's what we're going to talk about in today's episode. Episode 12, 'tis the season to be what? What are those that are winning and dominate the money game? What is this the season for them? What is this the season for? All right. Before we do, let's handle some housekeeping items. Definitely, brothers and sisters, this is a real world, material world we live in. This platform is real. It costs money to promote this platform, to get it out there, to keep it up and running, right? So that's where you can donate to contribute to Closing the Gap broadcast. There you see you have the Cash App, your PayPal, and your Zelle, all right? We're definitely asking you to participate, to put your money where your mouth is. Now, that's the link for our show. Okay, Cash App, TMG show, and then you can send some money. Brothers and sisters, you cannot grow in abundance financially being niggardly. That's why the Quran speaks against niggardliness. God does not like us being stingy, being cheap. If you're getting something of value from this show, right, then according to the law that governs the universe, you're supposed to give back. You're supposed to make a monetary contribution if that's what's requested from you, because that's what they need. All right. So definitely, brother and sister, we got to stop romanticizing money. I talk about that in this book. Stop romanticizing it. Right. You romance your spouse, right? But you don't romance the idea of money. That's not to romance. That's to visualize, conceptualize, to imagine, and to pursue and attract to yourself. We're talking about the winning rules. We're talking about winning and dominating at the money game. All right. So you have to put your money where your mouth is, right? If you want to split it between our Cash App and Closing the Gap, because we take what's donated here and we pay for this broadcast. We have to pay for this broadcast, brothers and sisters. All right. It's not free. They don't say, oh, Daryl, that's a good idea. We have to pay to stream it on the multi platforms through this one stream thing or whatever it's called, StreamYard. But you can get it for free. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. So give to Closing the Gap, who has blessed us with the opportunity to have our show here twice a month, the second and fourth Sunday, of every month. This is the fourth Sunday. So we here live, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you for being with us, brothers and sisters. Thank you. Hey, go to your chat right now. Go in the comments. Put your name, where you're from. I want to see you. I want to hear from you. We always see you, RNSER. Thank you very much for being. All right, I understand we're getting is freezing up, brothers and sisters. Bear with us. You know how this Wi-Fi connection stuff is, but nevertheless, so down there at Flag, going through some auditing, very transformational. So we're going to have a show on that here pretty soon. So stand by for that. So let's talk about it. In my book, I talk about the enemies of you and I winning at the money game. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad teach us that every creature has a natural enemy, right? So there's natural enemies to you and I learning how to win and dominate at the money game. See, in this society here in America, you always talk about get money, spend, get money, spend, get money, spend. But that's only half the game at best. That allows you to play at a comparatively apparently high level, but not really, because you have to understand the enemies that exist, the enemies to our money. What kills our money? We want to talk about this time of the year and how those that win and dominate look at this time of the year. Now, of course, when I said, or you see there in the title episode, Tista Season 2, right? You hear that, and I did that purposely so your mind can think of what? Christmas. This the season to be jolly, right? Holidays, don't have to work, off from school, right? And definitely spend money, right? Become an Uber consumer now. See, that is what comes to mind when you hear that phrase, because it's been programmed. Tista Season 2, be jolly, right? But those that know how to play to win and dominate the money game, they're consumers, yes, but they also understand that this time of the year, the month of December, is the month where you play with the tax laws, if you will, is where you say, okay, December 31st is the last day of any write-offs, expenses, donations that I can claim on my 2024 tax returns. You don't think about it after January when you start to get your 1099 and W-2s. It's too late, right? They play the game towards they understand, okay, let me see how much I can reduce my tax obligation or how much more I can get back. And that's getting back refunds and all that stuff it's a topic for another time, right? But what can I do now at this time to increase my donations? How can I give to a charitable organization, a nonprofit, a religious organization that I can turn around and use that donation to reduce my tax bill to the government or to reduce my income to get a bigger refund from the government? That's the game that's being played. That's how those that are winning and dominate the money game thinks. That's their mental process at the end of the year, right? Because taxation, I would say, is the number one enemy to your money. Taxes. Robert Kiyosaki says the average worker spends about 60% in taxes. No, I don't. You have your federal tax. Some of y'all have state tax, and everything else you purchase is taxed. Food is taxed. Gas is taxed. Your cell phone is taxed. Everything is taxed. Your groceries is taxed. Everything is taxed, brothers and sisters. So if you can eliminate the taxes, and the biggest one form of taxation is income tax. That's why the rich people they don't pay income tax. Many of them don't, or it's so small. It's a very small percentage of their income because they know in order to get rich, stay rich, become wealthy, they have to learn the tax game. If you don't know the tax game, brothers and sisters, then you can't, the odds are against you. You'll have to work 3, 4, 5, 6 times as hard. And there's other little games. If you're a W-2 employee, there's games you can play, right? To whereas they don't take so much out of your paycheck every month to whereas you get a refund. Because a refund is just you overpaying the government throughout the year. To whereas at the end of the year, you do your taxes, you turn it in, you're getting a surplus of the projected taxes that you projected by paying every pay period. You've overpaid. So they've used your money tax-free or interest-free, I should say, and then give it back to you without paying you interest. So the game is to change your deductibles or whatever it is on your W-4 at work, right? Change it to where they take less out of your check for taxes, FICA, for taxes. And there's a strategy. See, isn't there? See, when it comes to winning and dominating, brothers, not one or two or three things you do, now you playing the game. It's a system. It's a strategy. It's a system. And you have to get with somebody. I'm here to prick your conscience. I'm here to take the wool off your eyes. Right now, those of you who are on our list, who went to our website that's down right now, themoneygamebook.com, we're going to have private conversations. We're going to have private live events. We're going to get into these strategies. Right now is just to give you, to open your eyes, to put some spittle and mud in your eyes so we can pull the veil from your eyes so you can start expanding your thinking and say, wow, is that what they do? Like I did 40 years ago as I started on this path and started learning. I said, that's what they're doing and that's legal? I want to do that. Right now you start seeing possibilities for you based on your resources, based on where you are in life. Okay, so that's how that works, brothers and sisters. So then you're able to say, okay, well, I need to do this. I need to put this in place. I need to put that in place. I need to do such and such and so on and so forth. And then that way you can make it happen. That way you can see a light at the end of the tunnel. All right. That's how that works. That's how that works. And then you'll be able to now have a purpose in your working, because now you see you're not just working to get by. You're just not working to pay the bills. You're not just working just to be working, and you see no reason beyond survival or existing. See, that's what the season is for those that know how to win and dominate at the money game. That's what they do. All right. And that's what we're going to help you to see. It's possible for you. It's possible for us, because we have to be able to learn how to play these games. Donald Trump doesn't stop you and I from learning these tricks of the trade and using them to where we can use it to empower ourselves, our family, our community. Right? He doesn't stop that. Nobody stops that until they change the tax laws. Nothing stops you and I from playing the big boy game with taxes. And they're not going to change it because too many of them playing it and playing it big, dominating with it. Right? So let enough of us do it, and do it legally, do it the right way. So in case they audit you, you won't get caught up. Do it the right way, brothers and sisters. So that way we'll force them to change it. Because if enough of us do it now, because they need that money to waste, then they'll change it, and then we'll just go with the changes. Okay. So that's it. This is the season for that. So make your contribution. Those of us in the Nation of Islam, use that as get your link out of the Nation's program, your Savior's Day link, right? Put it on social media, send it out and tell them, hey, 8 more days. What is it? 9 more days to, make a tax deductible donation and write it off in this year tax year. See, use that as an incentive for people to give now versus January, February, March, when Savior's Day gift drive stops. See, you got to speak the language to help our people to understand, oh, yeah. They're already going to be thinking about Santa Claus, buying gifts and stuff. What about your tax write-offs? What about making contributions that are tax deductible? Because some of our people don't go to church to make those. Some of our people don't go to, to give to the Goodwill and that kind of thing. They don't do it. So what do they need to do? So you have them, brothers and sisters, those of us in the nation, do that. And those that's not in the nation, then you can give and make it tax deductible. You can give. Hey, Brother Vince, assalamu alaikum. So you can make it, you can make it tax deductible. Hit me up. I'll give you my link, right? Hit me up. I'll give you my link. And then we can go from there and we can make things happen. All right. So that's what we want to do. We want you to understand this. You have to win, play to win and dominate, brothers and sisters, because we got a long way to go here in America financially to be even considered equal in this area, right? We're 400 years behind, most of us, right? And we have to find not the shortcut, but the way to expedite, to increase the speed of accomplishing financial goals. And I'm here to tell you, it's not on grinding. It's not on the latest, the greatest shiny object, because we suffer too much from the shiny object syndrome. So what is this the season for, right? For consumers, it's the season to be jolly, to buy gifts and be off from work and be out of school and just relax, watch football games, things of that nature. And all that's good now, don't get me wrong, right? But for those that are playing the money game to win and dominate, this is the season right now to the end of December to see, okay, what contributions can I make to interest, to groups that are important to me, and the government will give me credit. They will allow me to deduct that from my taxes. All right. So, brothers and sisters, what you want to do at this point, we're going to go to a quick break. We're going to come back and talk about this New Year's resolution thing, because we gotta get it together. Because we came on last year, talked about New Year's resolution. Now it's a whole year later, right? And if God allows you and I to see another year, then He's given us the opportunity to do it again. So we're going to come back after our break, and we're going to talk to the Courage Coach. And for those of you who want to come on live to the show, I'm going to put the link there, and we'll allow you to do that. Stay tuned. After this break, we'll have the Courage Coach, your Courage Coach, and we're going to talk about New Year's resolution. Myth. Is it real? How can we make sure we stick to it so as to be more than a resolution? It'll be a way of life. We'll be right back. All right. Welcome back, brothers and sisters, to The Money Game. So Black people can win and dominate, episode number 12, right here on Closing the Gap broadcast. I'm your host, Brother Daryl Muhammad, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. Now, you have to go back and watch the replay. We just finished talking about 'tis the season to be what, right? And for those that win and dominate the money game, it's a special season, time of the year for them until the end of the year. So you want to check that out. But right now we're going to talk about in this episode. And then, like I say, those that have questions and want to come on and come on live and talk with us. But this episode, this part of the show, we're going to talk about what's common, right? New Year's resolutions. Oh man, I do New Year's resolutions every year. Sometimes I stick with them for 2 months, sometimes 4 months. I get started good and then something happens and I get off track. We're going to have your courage coach come on, Asad Muhammad, come on. And we're going to talk. I'm going to let him talk about this thing about resolution. Should you have one? Should you wait until January 1st? Right? What is the mindset of those that win and dominate when it comes to resolutions, New Year's resolutions? Do they think about it like you think about it? Do they think about it like I think about it? How do they think about the new year every time it comes up? When do they start getting ready for the new year? January 1st? I saw on social media a guy, a famous person, an influencer, if you will, on self-help space. He's having a Zoom on the 7th of January on the new year. I'm like, the 7th of January? How you having it on the 7th of January? It's going to be, people going to be seven days behind. But I said, okay, well, whatever. So, brothers and sisters, we want to do, let's see if the courage coach, see where the courage coach is. Hold on a second. Let's see where oh, there he is. Courage coach is here, y'all.
Yes, sir.
You need to get ready, brothers, because I know we haven't been here for a couple of weeks. We've been, we live this life, coach. Tell them we about this life.
Indeed.
We're not influencers and want to, sell you something so we can get it from you. So no, man, coach got history, man. We about this life.
Indeed.
Welcome to the show, coach. Welcome to the show.
Yes, sir. Thank you, brother Daryl. Yes, sir. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on the Money Game Live. This is real life, y'all. This is not rehearsal. We ain't in a practice scrimmage. None of that. This is real life. You are not up on that critical information. That tidbit of wonderfulness. That this is real life. Like, you in the game right now. You do know that, right? This ain't practice. This ain't the prep work. You ain't, doing the pre prep in the restaurant. No, you in the game. People are in their seats. They don't order their food. They want it to be served. You on the field right now. Coach is yelling at you from the sidelines. The crowd is expecting touchdowns or 3-pointers or whatever else you got going on. You are in the game. Cheerleaders want to cheer for you. The haters want to hate. People expect you to get in the game and get active, right? So it's your time. So you better act like you in the game, because just know that all games end. There's always a fourth quarter, a 2-minute warning, right? The final bell, all that. There's always the finality to the game. So while you're in it, you want to act like you actually in the middle of the game and it's hot. All right. So I am your courage coach. I've been doing this for a long time. One day, brother Daryl, you and I are going to have to go back through our resume, just not to gloat and not to impress anybody, but to impress upon you something, right? When he says this is a lifestyle for us, it is indeed a lifestyle. We've been doing this since we were teens and preteens. This is a lifestyle for us. Now, I'm not going to tell you about me and all that, because I don't want to waste the time with that right now, because this is not about me. This is all about you. What is this thing? We're at the end of the year, and you start hearing this buzz start going on. People start talking about the new year, what I'm gonna do, what you gonna do. I'm gonna do some new resolutions. I got some resolutions, and they talk about the ones they didn't complete or go through in the last year, and all this ha the conversation, all this. But most people don't spend any amount of time in clearing the words. And I gotta say this. Some of you may say, where is he going to go with this? But I just bear with me just for a minute. You have to clear words. Language is important to me. Language matters. No people can be effective in teaching a people unless they first can speak the people's language, right? You have to be able to speak people's language. But you also have to understand language for your own edification, so you'll know how to extract the power out of the words. We hear the word saying words have power. Well, it's not the actual words that have the power, it's the thought and the energy connected to the word, what it means to you, your definitions of the word that give it power in your mind. Your mind gives the word power. That's why I used to, when I would do a live workshop and presentation all over the globe, right? I traveled the world teaching and training. And I'm thankful to Almighty God that I got a chance to do that for 20 years of my life. And I would always tell my students that if I told the ladies in the room, I said, ladies, okay, watch this. I'm gonna show you when you say words have power. If I say, you flamingo, and all the ladies start laughing, I said, ma'am, I just called you a flamingo. She said, okay. And she laughed. I said, but if I used a different word that started with a B, I said, then your eyebrows went up, huh? I said, what changed? The arrangement of letters or something? What changed? What the word means change, what it means to you. You could say that to one person, they say that's right, and you say it to another person, they ready to fight. What does it mean? What is this New Year's resolution? Well, I travel a lot. I encourage you all to be able to, put some miles on it, right? And move about the land, right? There's a lot to see, a lot of people to meet. And when I book a flight, you can book it one way or you can book a return trip, right? That means you're going to go back where you started, a return trip, right? Okay, all right. And so if you say, you know what, it was a revolving door. This company had a revolving door, right? That means what? People may go in and they come out. And people come in, people come out, right? That's right. They return to where they started. The word or the prefix re. Let's dial this in just real quick. We're going to get very courage coachy on this in a minute. The prefix re before the suffix means to return or to again, do again. Return, right? To do again. Okay, all right. So what is resolution? Now you could break it down a couple of ways. You could say resolution, or you can take the word resolute, which means firm. And that's what I want you to lock in on. 'Tis the season to be focused and firm. See, brothers and sisters, you have to be resolute in your way. Resolute meaning unmovable, unchangeable, firm, just resolve. See, resolve. You hear that word again, resolve, committed. You can't be swayed or taken off that path. I am resolute in my purpose and my focus and my direction. I'm resolute, I'm firm, I'm strong in it. So what about this resolution? If you don't have something in you, a base, a foundation to build from, this is why you're failing in these resolutions. This is why most people fail at things they say they want to do. I'm thinking about doing, I like to do, I'm gonna kind of start doing all that stuff. The reason why the majority of people fail is because you're not resolve, right? You're not resolute. See, I read it prefix again, right? But again, to what? What am I going back to? Because if you don't have a strong foundation to go back to, problem. It starts with a strong foundation. It starts with a strong will. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, for those of you that may not know, that there's nothing more powerful than a made up mind. He said nothing more powerful. I want you to just marinate on that. Just let that effervesce and percolate in your spirit. There's nothing more powerful than a made up mind. So if we're going to start doing this thing and get on the bandwagon and say, I'm going to do some resolutions, coach, Brother Daryl, I'm going to do some resolutions. I'm going to have some New Year's resolutions. Well, I want you to dig deep now. I need you to look inside your spirit and your soul and say, wait a minute, am I firm with this? Do I have the sufficient foundation by which to build from, to stand on, that I can keep returning to the source, returning to the source that moves me, that guides me. It is my divine purpose. There's something God spoke to me. See, there's those moments that people have in their lives where they say, I don't know what it is, but the Lord spoke to me. Some of you, okay, let's right now, 'tis the season, right? There's a lot of talk about Jesus 2,000 years ago, Isa, Yusuf, right? You shall call him Emmanuel, right? All these names, whatever. right? And it says the story of Mary and Joseph, and the angel of the Lord appearing into Joseph, and he said, "Don't fear. Take your wife. Take unto your wife. Don't fear," because he had a dream. An angel came to him. An angel came to Mary. He said, "No, no, no. You got to be resolute in this. Now, don't have no fear." He said, "All right, let me go ahead and do this then. This is the season. You got to find something in you. You got to find something that you can cling to, that when the going gets rough, when it gets a little difficult, you kind of get a little unsure about how this is going to turn out right now at this moment. You can return, right? Get your resolution, right? Resolve in your spirit that I have what it takes. I'm doing this for a divine purpose. There's a meaning behind it. Watch this transition. Watch. Some of you hear about people like a LeBron, or you might hear about some of your favorite rapper or somebody like that, or maybe some actor or somebody, somebody that you really like. Oh man, I really like how that person get down, right? Or actress or something. It might be the Williams sisters. You love their story, right? And shout out to Richard Williams, and Oracene and the whole fam. And you say, you know what? I really like what they did. You say you admired something about them. Well, the reason why those people are where they are, having what they have and live the lifestyle and did the things they did, because they had something driving them. There was a catalyst, a foundation, a platform that they were moving from that gave them the necessary firmness to keep going when it got tough or got rough or got a little shaky. It might have been poverty. And you saying, you know what? I don't want to live like this no more. I'm tired of seeing my mama struggle, my daddy having to work like this and all. That may be your motivation. That may be the foundation you could build from. It might be something happened, a family tragedy or something. You say, you know what? After that, what happened to my cousin? I'm committed to getting in the community and community work and helping the youth or whatever that is. Shout out to brother Ghazi Hamza Muhammad, Dr. Ghazi. I got to give my brother a shout out. He just got an honorarium doctorate. He deserves that. If you know that brother's story of being in prison and his journey and, on the streets at certain times, he was just, oh my goodness, story is amazing. But when you hear my brother's story, you'll see why he's so resolved, so resolute in what he's doing, why he's traveling all over the world in Africa. I remember when he was just coming by my house maybe 11, 12 years ago saying he wanted to be a speaker. Brother, I just want to pick your brain. Brother, I just want to pick your brain. So for him going from coming by my house saying he wanted to pick my brain, normally I don't let people do that, but I love that brother, and I knew his heart. And to now to be an international speaker, recognized people wanting to come all over. He's selling thousands of his books and all this stuff. And he just used to come by the house and say, I just want to pick your brain, brother. I want to do this. He had a story, a platform, a position, a firmness, something God put inside his heart, right? Something, life circumstances that gave him the right foundation to build from. So he's always resolute, right? He's always resolved because he can return back to that original source of, I was born for this. I was built for this. I was made for this. Life crafted me into the kind of person with the right mindset to give me the energy that when it gets rough, I got enough steam, that when it gets hard, I got enough fire, that when it gets crazy, I got enough corazo to go up against it to say, nothing's going to move me. Nothing's going to shake me. What about these New Year's resolutions though, coach? Brother and sister, I challenge you. I challenge you. I challenge you. If you're gonna make this your year, I don't even want you to do that. Don't even speak it. Don't even say what I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna do this. And some of these, so-called coaches and mentors and gurus and all this stuff tell you, speak them in public and say it so people hold you accountable. Most people not accountable. They like, you can't hold me accountable. You go do what you say. I know you ain't gonna hold me to the fire. So you got to have something in you, like I got to have something in me to hold myself to the fire. My word means something to me. My word means something to me. Have you not heard that your word shall be bond regardless to whom or what? Yes, my word is bond, and bond is life, and I will give my life before my word shall fail. This is not about anybody else. That whole statement is not about anybody else. It can impact others, but this statement is about you, your personal ethics, your personal resolve, what you have inside of you. Are you resolved? Do you have enough backstory, enough foundational work? Has God spoken something into your heart and mind to say, do this? Are you going to be like Jonah, the reluctant prophet, that when God says, I want you to go to Nineveh, and you say, them people crazy, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't messing with that. That ain't really for me. And then you don't do it. And at some point, you're going to get swallowed up and be immovable. You ain't gonna be able to move. Things ain't going right. I can't quite get it done. I don't know. Things ain't working out for me. I don't know why I keep getting my boat rocked. And I don't know. I just wish things would start to really turn around for me. I'm just praying. You ain't pray enough to when you're in disobedience. You can't pray your way out of disobedience. You're a goofball thinking you can do that. I'm a courage coach. I know. I'm being nice about this because we on the broadcast and I don't want to get the channel tag. But whew, when y'all get to that private coaching, it's gonna be on. It's gonna be on. I'm gonna use some choice words that's gonna hurt some feelings. If you that kind of person when your feelings need to be hurt, right? But then you're gonna think you could pray your way out of disobedience. You cannot. I'm telling you right now, you cannot pray your way out of disobedience. Just submit. Submit to what God's calling you to do, what you know in your heart of hearts and your soul that you need to be on, the kind of person you need to be, the personality you got to have, the kind of way you need to start communicating and boundaries you got to set up. You got to be resolved. You got to be reaffirmed. You got to be resolute. If you want to keep these resolutions, you have to have a strong platform to start from. So when it's time to return, you return to a place of passion, of purpose, of heat, of resolve, so you can keep going. Now, did you have to wait till right now to do it? Absolutely not. People who are resolved all the time because the platform's a platform. You can manufacture a platform. That's something we'll teach you how to do, how to generate energy when there's none around you. This is how I've been able to live my life. I don't wait for life to happen to me. I actually create circumstances that allow me to use the circumstance to springboard, to pivot off of, to bounce off of, to go to higher levels every time. I create the circumstances. I don't want to wait for life to create them for me. No, thank you. I like to control my experiments. So I create my circumstance. I'll cause the internal heat. I'll teach you how to do that so you can have exponential growth anytime you want it. And you don't have to wait for external forces to contribute, right? But right now, what I want you to do is look at that and say, you know what? Let me find something. Let me find my passion. And I didn't have to wait till January 1st. I don't have to wait till June this, August that, or September, wait till my birthday or my mama birthday. You don't have to wait till none of that. Those are imaginary constructs. I want you to do this as we wrap this part of it up. I want you to find just the purpose inside of you. That's going to be your starting date. Your starting date is your fire, your passion, your resolve, right? Your purpose. Find that. Say, you know what? I want to do this, and here's why. I want to do it because my life depends on it. My family needs me, right? I want to be successful because there are people who are waiting on me. There are people who need me to be the person that I'm supposed to be and born to be. That they're relying on me. I got nieces or nephews and sons and daughters that are looking to me to show them the way, to lead the charge. There are people that name me. If I fail them, they have to start from a failed position. They look at failure and say, oh my goodness, this may not happen. I don't know if we can do this. Somebody's got to be the person that has the fire, the passion, the energy to say, man, Auntie so-and-so, Uncle so-and-so, Mama, Daddy, they always been on fire. See, my mama was a go-getter. My mama didn't make no excuses. Where did I get some of that passion from? Because my mama didn't make no excuses. She went to work, come home, go back to work, went to work, didn't leave work, went back to work. My mama got it in and didn't make no excuses. Lost the house, bought it back. Wow, man. I'm looking at all that. I'm like, okay, oh yeah, I know how to do this. Just go, just go all in. Give it everything you got. Give it everything you got, baby. Don't make no excuses. Have some fire inside of me. I'm passionate. Like Les Brown said, you got to be hungry. Right? If you're not hungry, then I can see why, maybe January 22nd and a half, you like, well, you know what? I'm just gonna start in March because this is coming up, and then you get all these excuses and justify why you ain't have no, stick do-itiveness, and then next 364 and a half days go by, you like, oh, okay, this year I'm really gonna get serious about. Find your why, find your passion, find the God within, find out what your divine point and purpose is, and use that as the foundation to spring from. Then, when you have a resolute thought, you're going to go all in. There's nothing that can keep you from it. There's nothing that can stop you because you keep returning to the source. And I'll leave you with this last point. Rakim in the "Who Is God" song, right? Rakim is "Who Is God." He took that from Minister Farrakhan's lecture, right? "Who Is God?" But he did a rap, beautiful rap, right? But he talked about the originator, right? The originator of the heavens and earth. But one of the lines he said, he kept returning himself to the source, right? He kept returning himself to the source, right? The center, to give him more force. Because if you keep going back in, back in, back into the original point, back into the original point, back in, you'll generate heat and steam and motion and energy. And that's what atoms, electrons, they're just recycling on each other, and they connect with other things, and just energy. And I'm telling you, after a while, it becomes so magnificent. People are like, man, you shining. Why you shining? That's what stars are about. They are energy signatures. It's a representation. We say star, it's a star. That's a representation of something that's going on internally. It's a fire feeding on itself. That's what the sun is. It has its own fuel source. It keeps feeding on itself. Like, don't worry, I'm got this. I'm gonna keep shining. I'm gonna keep shining because I keep returning to my source. In our case, my source is the Lord of the world, the God within. Brothers and sisters, start now. Start tonight. Get in the mirror, look yourself in the face. You know what? I matter. This matters. I must do this, and here is why. My mama depends on me. My daddy depends on me. My children depend on me. My community depends on me. I depend on me. If I don't do it, who's going to do it? I'm going to wait for somebody else to maybe not get it done. I can't trust that. I don't know what everybody else is going to do, but I know what I'm going to do, and I'll get it done if nobody else gets it done. And then I'll because I have so much love and beneficence in my heart, I'll make sure that I allow others to benefit from the work that I do, because I know I can't live forever, but the work we do has the potential to live for eternity and grow. Be resolute, be resolved, be firm, be intentional. Here's the season to be focused and have fire. I'm your coach. Brother Bill, back to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, brother. That was beautiful, brother. Praise be to Allah. I sat here and listened to it myself, right? Brothers and sisters, you've heard the two pieces that's required to take it to the next level. See, we're trying our best, the Courage Coach and I, to pull the curtains back, to give you behind the scenes, to let you know what's going on. So we'll stop being hoodwinked and bamboozled by the shininess and all these, marketing ploys. Do you want to make $30,000 in 1 week? Not that it's not possible, right? The question is it possible for you? For you. Coach and I can tell you some things that sound like what they're saying, but the difference is we're going to give you the backstory. We're going to give you the real, right? We're going to put you up on game. We're going to keep it 100, right? We're going to do that up front. We're not going to say you got to buy something and then you got to buy some more and you really never see what's going on, right? We're going to be transparent because we're not what they're trying to be. We're your brother, right? And we want to see you win. When you win, we all win. So those that's watching live and watching the replay, if you want to go to the next step with us, put your name in the comment section. Say I do in the comment section. We'll come back in the next couple of days. Say I do. I want in. Right? Because they say, why would you throw your pearls before swine? Right? That means don't waste your pearls. Don't waste your jewels. Don't waste what you have that's valuable, that you know is valuable. Right? If the person doesn't want it, if they can't raise up their hands and say, I want it, then it's good, because you got to have everybody to make this thing work out. You got to have those that excel and you have those that underperform. All those together make up this reality we live in, right? But we're looking for those that have the attitude and mindset that I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Enough's enough, and I'm going to run this journey alone. See, the Courage Coach can tell you, you know what I'm saying? You got to be, look, you were born by yourself, even if you have a twin, which is not a high percentage of the population. But even if you had a twin, one was born a few minutes before the other one. You're not going to die together as twins, right? So you have to understand these dynamics. So we're going to share with you, but you got to say, I do. Kason said, I do. Thank you. Will you watch this on a replay? Say, I do. Between now and the next broadcast, we're going to come back here and see those that say, I do. Because we have something special for you. We don't have the link. I said the link was down, but we're starting a coaching program. Because let me tell you something, Coach. Coach know this. You know the difference from those who do and those who don't? Many times they don't have a coach, those that don't. They're trying to do it solely by themselves. They're trying to do, like the Bible say, lean on their own understanding, which they don't have enough understanding to lean on to get where they want to go. That's why, brothers and sisters, I know it. I tell the Courage Coach this all the time. I should have, all the courses and books I got, I should have been a multi-millionaire. There's millions and millions of dollars in these courses and books that I've got. And the success that I've achieved is only scratched the surface. So what we need, brothers and sisters, we need a coach. A coach. A coach. Mentors are good, but coaches. LeBron had a coach. Kobe had a coach. Not a coach on the team, a personal trainer coach. A trainer. And we're gonna demystify all this stuff, because see, things are out there in society. We got to understand, here in America is a free enterprise society. That means you can put whatever you want out there, as long as it ain't illegal. Put it out there and let the consumers decide on what it's worth. See, so we're being hoodwinked and bamboozled, and it's not illegal, but we're missing out. So we're going to come and tell you the truth. We're going to come and tell you some things apply to other people that don't apply to us. Right? And I'll give you a good example, Coach, and you can chime in as we wrap this thing up. Right? You hear it said, and there's some truth to everything. That's why you need somebody like the Courage Coach and myself to help you parse through it and let you know, okay, it's not all true and it's not all lie. Let me tell you how it is not true, or how it is the truth, or what part of it applies to you. That's what a coach does, right? How much of this weight on this bar apply to you? Not the next guy that just got from underneath that 300 pounds. That don't apply to you. Let's take some of that off and put on what applies to you. It's true for him, that 300 pounds, but that's a lie for you. See, that's what a trainer, a coach would do. But we hear all the time, in the personal development world, right? Only take advice for those that been where you want to go. That's true. If you have access to people who've been where you want to go. But Black people don't have that kind of access. So what do they do? See what I'm saying? So somebody like the Courage Coach and I got to come up and speak to our condition, because that don't apply to us if we don't have a doctor down the street, and your brother and your father, if you have a father in your house, your father don't have these type of influence, these type of friends that come to the house to meet your dad that you can ask, because he owns apartment complexes, because he owns a construction company with 50 employees and 100. See, we don't have those people at our disposal. So what do? we're going to help you. So those that want that kind of inside, we're going to give you the inside game. And that ain't for everybody on the public platform, because that's not how they do it. Because if that's the case, you and I know what the real game is, and then they won't be able to win at the game. Who shows their playbook to the public and then close it up and say, that's the way we're going to play. We're going to run. And then they run that play, and they already showed you what the play is. They show those that need to know. We say in the Nation of Islam, it's on a need to know basis. You got to qualify yourself to get to those levels that need to know. So if you want to win and dominate, you and I have to do what those that win and dominate do. And this is what we're sharing with you. And it seems small, but the pieces to the puzzle are small. But when you put them all together, right, things become clear. The picture becomes clear. And every piece after that, you see where it goes, because the spots become fewer and fewer and clearer and clearer. And now you say, okay, now it goes there. Okay, boom, boom, boom. See? So that's what we're doing here for you, brothers and sisters. We're not going to do it long. Coach and I, you know, we got some things we got working on, and we're going to do some things, and just like anything else, right? When it lives its life, then you move on in life, right? So we're looking for a few, like we did 4 or 5 years ago. He and I had a platform similar to this. We had to do for 3-4 years, did 154 episodes, right? You know, and then we moved on, did some things personally. Now we back, but it's for a limited time. Coach going to come back and talk about, so you have to have the mindset of opportunity. What do you do when opportunity presents itself? Do you pass it by? Even though you know that you might not be ready for it, what do you do? See, this is what these private platforms and private meetings that we're going to have will allow you to address. Because if you're not any doubt in your mind, any confusion in your mind, any suspicion, any uncertainty in your mind, talked about resolve, right? Any uncertainty in your mind will allow you to do a couple of things, and none of those are going to be to your benefit. See, so that has to be talked about. That has to be exhausted. We're going to only touch on these things, right? Like a commercial. Commercial on TV is 30 seconds long. That's enough for those that are looking for whatever they're advertising to say, oh, yeah, okay. Catch your attention. Say, okay, good. I want that. You don't see no commercial, no 45 minutes. You do infomercials, yes, but not that's infomercial, information commercials, but not just straight commercials. Coach, what you got?
Yes, sir. And and one thing, everybody, especially those who qualify for that advanced level that we're offering, we tailor make it. When a coach and the staff, they craft a playbook, they're crafting it to the players on the team. It's not a generic playbook. It's not a playbook for any and everybody. This playbook is crafted for these unique players. So any guru, so-called coach or mentor, people out there, they can have a generic, generalized thing, and that's cool. And you may be able to extract some benefit. I've extracted benefits from those types of things before. But where the trouble comes for most people is that it's not tailor-made to them, their unique story. Everybody has a different backstory. Some things overlap and are similar, but everybody's story is unique. So your passions, your motivations are going to be different. So we have to tailor this to you and your unique skill set, passion, purpose, and backstory. That's the difference. It's going to be a playbook for you. How to win and dominate at the money game is not, the book is just a preparatory work. It's a precursor, right? It's just the setup for you to get deeper in so we can then dial in. It's just to get you in the game, say, okay, there's things I need to be aware of. Then we tailor make the playbook for you to run your play, not my play, because my play different. I was doing things at 14, 15 years old. You all couldn't even, you wasn't thinking about. I promise you at 40, 50, and 60, you ain't thinking about. I was doing way big things, right? And so some of you, when I tell the story later on, you're going to be like, what? Coach? Right? The things I've done, I've worked for 2 of the most prestigious law firms in the country before I hit 30. Stop playing with your mind. You're like, what, coach? But I'm different because of my life circumstances. I'm not telling you to run my plays. I can't do that. If I did it, it puts you at a disadvantage because you're like, well, I don't understand why I would do this. And that makes no sense to me. It shouldn't make sense because it's my playbook. Why would I spin like that? My body don't move that way. Exactly. So we're going to craft a playbook for you once you get in, those who qualify on that for that exclusive private training and coaching. We're going to design playbooks just for you. But brother, I want to say something. You said something a little while ago, and it's a book I got many years ago. Our libraries are thick, right? And because we are consumers of information, and we take the bits and pieces that are relevant to us at the time, and we use those, and the rest of it, we just kind of leave it there. But there was a book, and I forget his name, right? Good, Goode. I think it's Michael Good or something like that. It's in my brain. He did a book called "If How Tos Were Enough, We'd All Be Skinny, Rich, and Happy." If how tos were enough, we all be skinny, rich, and happy. That's not enough, brothers and sisters. We can do a how-to book, how to win and dominate the money game. That's okay. It's good, but Brother Daryl's letting you know it's a setup, it's a precursor, it's a preparatory work to get your mind spinning in the right direction. He's not going to solve all your problems. That book is not designed to solve all of your problems. That's not why he created it. He created it because he wanted to put something of all the years, the 40, 50 years of him taking action in his life, the things he's learned, the hardships, the trials, the successes, and the wins, and he put it in there and condensed it down. So let me give people these core key points to get them moving, and then they'll be ready for the real big stuff. Because there's another book coming. He's got another book coming that's going to dial you in so laser focused that you will be like, man, he should do this one first. No, you wasn't ready. You need the money game, how do black people win and dominate first to get your mind right. It's like giving you steak and you a baby. No, we're not going to do that. You ain't talking about how to prepare the steak. We ain't going to even have a conversation. You ain't even ready to hold a knife. You're not at that level. We want to give you that precursor work, that prep work first. So thank you for that, Brother Daryl, because a lot of people get dismayed by that, and they've been bitten by some of these gurus and mentors and weirdos out there that's, just trying to sell them stuff, and that's all they care about. No, we like success stories. Like I love seeing Sister Brandy win. Shout out to Sister Brandy, home team just went naturally yummy bakery. And when Sister Brandy went, we remember when Sister Brandy was just dusty, coming on the broadcast, just dusty. But now she is doing big things, won multiple awards, and has been asked to come back to all these different events, and she's vending the display. Everything's just amazing. But she started off watching what was then Black Wealth Empowerment. Then Brother Daryl invited her on. She got her speaking chops up considerably, and her business took off. But she had coaching. I took her step by step through a lot of things and unlocked some areas for her that she didn't know was locked up. And then she took off after that. She's been flying ever since. And I'm thankful that she took the insight and did the work. And so back to you, Brother Daryl. We do this all day and night.
Absolutely. So, brothers and sisters, as we wrap up, we want to thank you for being here. I put on the screen where brother, your courage coach, was talking. You have to. See, we're going to tell you have to put your money where your mouth is. You have to. That's the environment we live in. Don't be addicted to free. Free can cost you more than a paid program, because you just add up all in free seminars on top of free seminars, top of free webinars, on top of free PDFs, on top of free ebooks. You just add that up. You could have went out and made you some money and paid for something that'll shorten that time. It's about compressing time, brothers and sisters. You got to trust somebody, right? And you can trust us, because we going to tell you the truth. Because we're not trying to reach our goal on your back. The money is in the coin's in the fish's mouth. There's greater people that can't hear us, will never hear us, than ever see us on this program. We're looking for those like minds, as teaches the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, those like mind individuals, so we can come together and go on that journey together. It don't have to be the same business, right? You have some football players, you know this better than me, brother coach. You have some football players, professional football players, that's friends with players on the other team from college and high school. They never play on a professional team together, but they friends. They go down that journey together as an NFL player. And they get with their family, their wives and stuff, get together in off season, go on vacation and talk about how it is to be in the league. But they're not on the same team. They've never played on the same team. They played in college together, develop a friendship, and they stayed connected, even though they never played on the same team. But they're in the same league. This is a league. This is a league, brothers and sisters. Learning how to play the money game to win and dominate, that's a league. There's a group of people after the same objective to win and dominate in a particular sport called the money game. So we want to be here as your cohorts, your partners on that journey, right? We might end up on the same team, but if not, we'll still in the same league together, and we can share with each other. That's what a mastermind group is about. Mastermind group is to share the mind, come together and have one mastermind. It's not, oh, I'm looking for business partners, how much money you got. That'll happen organically by listening to the minds in that group and knowing that you can resonate with the thinking of the other person. This is what you're going to learn in this private group with us. Because that's what we're doing. We're looking to get the group together and go, and we're going to pick up people like a bus. We're going to pick up people on the way. All right, brothers and sisters. So that's our message for tonight. We like to stay within an hour or so because time is of essence. You can't talk your way into winning and dominating. You can only work, strategize, plan, and execute your way to winning and dominating. And this is what we're here to do. We're like Courage Coach. We like kindergarten teachers. We're here to teach you the fundamentals and teach you, your alphabets and teach you how to count and the basic fundamentals that you're going to need for the rest of your journey. Now, we passed kindergarten and preschool. We way past that. But for some of us, that's where we start in this understanding how to win and dominate. A lot of us are winning, but they're not dominating. We're talking about winning and dominating. Those are two separate objectives. Two separate mindsets, two separate approaches, but you got to win before you dominate. So that's the first step. All right. So this is the journey that the coach and I are on. And we're inviting you to join us. So you put in there, if you watch the replay, you put in there, I do. And between now and the next show, which is the second week in the fourth week. So this is the fourth week. So the second week in January, we'll look in there. We'll see who on there. And we'll reach out to you. All right. Because it's a new year. It's time to get it, right? Me and the coach, we're like eagles at 5, or however they fly at 400 or 500 feet. See, we can see what's on the horizon. We can see what's coming. You can see it too, but we can see it. You got this new administration coming in. So what's your game plan? Should have had one game plan if one candidate win. Should have a different plan against another. So you ain't got no game plan. You talking about tis the season to be what? To be planning. To get resolved on what the move gonna be. Moving into. To be honest with you, if you starting on 2025 right now, you really starting too late. But if you don't know no better, you can't do better. So we're here to make sure you know better so you can do better. Because once you get the knowledge, no one can take it from you. It's up to you if you're going to use it or not. So as we say at the end of all our shows, we'll see you where? At the top. Not from the top, because you, your family, but most importantly, our Black community, the future of our Black community, which is the future of your children, the future of your grandchildren, deserves our very best. Give your very best. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Peace.